Greetings, nerdlings, and welcome to AmalgamNation Presents World of Lorecraft, Rexxar Edition. Rexxar was one of the few orcish warriors who had been formed from a union between orcs and ogres. Rexxar was originally part of the pacifist Muck-Natal clan, based on Draenor in the Blade's Edge Mountains, under the watchful guard of his father Leorox. But their pacifist ways gave him no reason to stay, and despite his father's wishes, he joined the horde and left through the dark portal. The Beastmaster was accompanied by a large black wolf, Harata, his loyal companion. After the horde's defeat in the Second War, Rexxar briefly returned to Draenor. When Ner'zhul launched his own invasion of Azeroth to retrieve certain artifacts, Rexxar was stationed with Grom Hellscream and the Warsong clan on the Azerothian side of the dark portal. He remained in the Horde's service until just after the destruction of Draenor and the second destruction of the Dark Portal. Rexxar grew sickened by the senseless killing that the Orcish race seemed to favour, and particularly the constant betrayals, first by Gul'dan and then by Ner'zhul. His resolve was further weakened when Harata was drained of its life essences by an Orcish warlock when he leapt in between them to save his master. He slew the warlock but had lost his companion. He declared that he would only trust beasts thereon out, and left the horde to wander the world on which he was now stranded. Through his journeys in the wilderness he came to befriend a bear named Misha, who would come whenever summoned by Rexxar. Together they travelled to Kalimdor, where they roamed the barrens away from civilization, but his journeys had seen nothing but wars amongst the so-called civilized creatures. However, upon one of his journeys, he encountered Mogren, an orc warrior who came under attack by a group of quillboars. Rexxar tried to help the orc, but the quillboars struck a fatal blow, and the warrior fell. In his last wish, Mogren asked Rexxar to deliver a message to Troll, the orc war chief in the city of Orgrimmar, and to keep Mogren's death an honourable one. Rexxar agreed and made the journey to Orgrimmar. When he arrived, he found Troll and delivered the message, and Troll invited him to stay a while, mentioning that this land was as much Rexxar's as it was his own. Insisting to earn his keep, Rexxar volunteered to help out around the city. He visited Drek'Thar, Nazgrel, and Gazlowe, who commissioned him to retrieve Shimmerweed from the Thunder Ridge, kill the Harpy Queen Bloodfeather, and collapse the Kobold mining columns, respectively. He also received the help of Rokan. He also encountered on his journeys a jovial brewmaster from Pandaria named Chen Stormstout, and killed a powerful kobold named Nugrin Onetooth. He helped an orc shaman named Morg Wolfsong regain his honour by killing the orc warlocks who had killed his party. After he had helped Troll's friends, Rexxar was sent to Garthok's outpost, where the orcs surveyed the coast for activity. Rexxar fought his way to the observatory nearby and found a suspicious amount of human activity along the coast. Rexxar reported his findings to Troll, who then sent Nazgrel with Rexxar back to Garthok's outpost. Rexxar, however, made a short detour to meet Drek'Thar at Thunder Ridge, where the Farseer found the Thunder Lizards driven mad. Upon further investigation, they found a human lumber mill where many trees had been harvested. Rexxar was ready to destroy the mill, but Drek'Thar forbade it, citing a non-aggression treaty with the humans. Rexxar was forced to put the maddened Thunder Lizards down before they caused any more harm. Upon arrival at Garthok's outpost, Nazgrel and Rexxar found it razed by the humans, and so followed the trail of blood back to a human camp on the coast. Immediately hostile, Rexxar threw all treaties aside and destroyed the camp, and then returned to report to Troll. Troll was amazed at the audacity of these humans and questioned Jaina's involvement. Rokan was worried, however, that the humans may strike at the Echo Isles where his people had settled. Rexxar, Rokan, and their allies travelled by Zeppelin to the Echo Isles, where they found that the Darkspear tribe had already come under attack. Their leader Vol'jin briefly transformed Rexxar, Chen, and Rokan into spirit wyverns so that they could assist the Bat Riders in destroying the battleships assaulting the coastal villages. Upon return, Vol'jin sent Rexxar to light signal pyres, telling the trolls to head for the mainland. These were guarded by the Lord of the Sea Giants, known as the Sea King. Rexxar returned to Troll, where the war chief had received a summons to a peace summit with Jaina. but Rexxar didn't trust the humans and volunteered to go in his place. When he arrived at the summit, he found an ambush waiting and no sight of Jaina. Troll suspected that deceit was afoot and prepared a letter for Jaina in the hopes of mending the problem. Then he sent Rexxar to meet with her on Termore Island. Rexxar and his party asked Samuro, a blade master, to plant explosives to distract the guards of the human coastal settlement on Dustwallow Marsh long enough for Rexxar to slip by. However, Samuro remembered his previous mission to eliminate an enraged wildkin named Bloodbeak who was hiding nearby and thus had to complete it before going for the humans. Rexxar then met with Jaina, who denied any knowledge of this force and condemned any attack on Troll. She demanded to see these soldiers for herself. Rexxar brought Jaina back to the camp, only to find it destroyed by the Naga. Rexxar and Jaina then fought through the force of snake people, looking for any survivors. After finally defeating the Naga, led by the Naga Sea Witch Lady Darkscale and her guard Skeela Murkshadow, they found a single human footman dying who said that the Admiral would be pleased to see Jaina safe. Rexxar was confused at Jaina's horror, but trusted her enough to follow her back to Termore quickly. Upon arriving, however, a fleet of ships arrived and Jaina's father, Dalen Proudmoore, arrived. The moment he saw Rexxar, he immediately ordered his capture, despite Jaina's pleas. Rexxar and his friends fled the city, fighting through the naval guards, and returned to the Darkspear village, informing Vol'jin what had passed. Notable stations of human naval guards were led by Grand Wizard Xerx Hydramon and Naval Royal Guard Thornby. Rexxar's forces fought around Vol'jin's village to gain experience for the coming battle. He entered the Tomb of the Ancients and killed the Skeleton King, Lord Tel'Undar, felled the Eldritch Death Lord in the shallows of the ocean, laid to rest the Revenant of the Burning Souls in the Magistrate's Temple, and in the Den of the Lost ended an ancient Wendigo's reign over his icy cavern. Rexxar's forces even found a minor portal to an area of Outland, the Outland Arena, and there they fought the Demon Lords, Destroyer Zardakar, Sinstralis of the Pain, and Talnavar the Sleeper, to obtain the powerful tomes they held. Finally, he released the Orc Matog from a prison after killing his jailer, Khan Gragtar. Vol'jin made it out to inform Troll of the imminent invasion and suggested that Rexxar go and enlist the aid of the Tauren tribes along the mesas of the land of Mulgore to aid them in the coming battle. Rexxar travelled to Mulgore to meet with Cairn Bloodhoof, and when he arrived, Cairn told him to return to Troll and tell him that he had died of a broken heart. His second, Tagar, explained that Cairn's son, Bane Bloodhoof, had been kidnapped by centaurs, and that Cairn had since grown depressed and lethargic. Rexxar led an expedition to rescue Bane Bloodhoof with the help of the Tauren Spirit Walker leader, Bovan Wildtotem. Upon returning, Cairn was re-energized and agreed to pledge his people to the Horde and to personally return with Rexxar. When they returned to the Darkspear village, Vol'jin showed them a tired ogre who had come from Dustwallow Marsh with news that a new warlord had taken over the Stonewall clan of ogres, and that his cruelty and brutality were leading the ogres to ruin. Vol'jin and Rexxar agreed that this was an excellent opportunity to sway the ogres onto their side. Rexxar travelled to Dustwallow Marsh and found the Stonewall clan. Though they initially rejected Rexxar because of his mixed blood, he proved himself by running a gauntlet and returning alive. The warlord Korgal was impressed and allowed Rexxar to join the clan. Rexxar used his new position to ask the ogres for assistance. Korgal mockingly reminded him that they were no longer friends to the orcs. Rexxar was forced to fight Korgal for leadership of the clan. Korgal proved to be a powerful foe, and Rexxar had to rely heavily on his beast friends to defeat him. Finally, Korgal fell, and Rexxar assumed the position of chieftain. He then led the Stonewall ogres back to Tidefury Cove, where Troll was assembling the Horde. Troll named Rexxar champion of the Horde, and gave him the honour of leading the Horde against Proudmoore's forces. After a difficult battle, they razed Proudmoore's stronghold and sent the Admiral into a retreat, yet Troll knew that Proudmoore would not stop there. The Horde then pursued Proudmoore back to the shores of Termore Island. Troll then sent his foot soldiers to keep Proudmoore's forces at bay, while Rexxar and his few companions wove through the battle to face off against Proudmoore and his most loyal retainers. In the end, Rexxar and Proudmoore squared off in mortal combat. Rexxar emerged victorious. With Proudmoore's defeat, the battle ground to a halt, and Jaina collapsed onto the body of her father. Rexxar, Troll, and the rest of the horde withdrew from Terramore. Troll invited Rexxar to return to Durotar with him, but Rexxar told him that his place was still in the wild. He named the ogre Muck Morok as his new leader of the Stonemaul clan and disappeared into the barren wilderness. Rexxar briefly returned to Orgrimmar to seek medical aid for an old orc who was attacked by the Burning Blade clan and was peripherally involved in the subsequent altercation between Durotar and Terramore. He defended Jaina Proudmoore, citing her loyalty to Troll even against her own father. Rexxar swiftly returned to the wilds after this. Thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed, and as always remember, play to game and game to play.